Hi everyone, it's Marcy, and welcome to day one of the collaboration between Cara Brandon Creations and Dearjuliejulie called The 5 Days of Christmas. And today what we're going to do, we've done this collaboration before, but we're going to use this digital page from Cara Brandon Creations and this digital page from Dearjuliejulie to make things. Now, as I normally do, I start out the collaboration making ephemera and then make a journal from the ephemera that I make throughout the collaboration. So that's what I'm going to do this time. So what I've got to start with is I've got this image from Dearjuliejulie, this one from Cara Brandon Creations, and just a little piece of scrapbook paper here. And you'll see me using the scrapbook paper throughout. And it is 6x6 Mega Pad Home for Christmas by Cartabella. Okay, so this is going to be just a simple journaling card. Oh, and I was going to tell you, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but I did ahead of time so it would have time to dry. I used my Wink of Stella, and I put a little sparkle on the moon and then a little bit of sparkle in the highlights of the snow, just to give it a little extra something. And I tried, I'm going to grab my glue while I'm talking, I tried to go ahead and do most of my inking and stuff so that wouldn't have to watch me do that. And I think I will try to be a little smarter and cut this before I put glue all over it. I'm just going to use this little strip on top. And part of the reason I'm doing that is the very top of this receipt from Julie it's got the year of 1919, but then it starts at July, and I don't really, not that it really matters, I just would prefer to have that covered up. Okay. So then we're just going to put this image on top. And you'll see that I'm doing some of these embellishments kind of in bits and pieces. What I'm trying to do is get the pieces that I want to sew around down so that I can go to my sewing machine one time and then come back and finish up with everything. Okay. So on this one, I'm just going to round the corners a little bit. And then, of course, I'll have to re-ink those corners. And then I'm going to be sewing around this, and that will be my journal card. I'll be backing it after I sew around it. I'll be backing it with something else, but I'll do that later and off camera. Okay, so that one's ready to be sewn around. This one is another Dearjuliejulie image. And to start on it, I'm going to put this down about right there. And the image going on top of the Dearjuliejulie image is another Cara Brandon image. And this one, I think I'm going to probably use as a tip-in on a page. Okay, so that one's down. Now that's ready to be sewn around. And I've got one more that I need to get ready to be sewn around. Dearjuliejulie image, Cara Brandon image, and you'll see on this one I took some red and I just dotted in. The berries were not colored in, and I just dotted them in just to give them a little bitty pop of red. And I am going to put some lace right across this. And this one I will use as a belly band. Boy, I hope you guys couldn't hear that. My stomach just growled loudly. Okay. So put that on there. I'll let that dry for a second, then I'll cut it. And then I'm going to put that on about there. And I'm using my Fabri-Tac again just because the Fabri-Tac underneath hasn't had quite enough time to dry, and I'd rather not mix the glues until they're dry. So I'm going to set that on there just like that. Okay. Now, I need to take these three, run them to my sewing machine, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and see, that didn't take long at all. All right, so I sewed around the three that I showed you, but then I'd forgotten I had this one off to the side, and I just added a piece of lace and sewed down that edge. We'll come back to that one in a second. So for this one, the only other thing I think I want to do is down here at the bottom of this, it says a Merry Christmas. And I think I want to add We Wish You up here just to have just a little something else there. So okay. So I'm going to call that one done, and that'll just be, like I said, I'll be backing it just to cover the stitching, but that will just be a nice little journaling card. And actually, I could just leave it as is and journal around the stitching, but I kind of like to cover it. All right, so that one is done for now. For this one, I've got this poinsettia from Cara Brandon. And again, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I embossed it just to give it a little more, heat embossed it, just to give it a little more dimension and a little bit of clear shine. And then I think I'm going to put this label at the bottom. That way I've got the red up there, and I'm bringing a little red down here. But I'm not going to stamp it yet because I imagine that the journal that I'm going to be making with these items will be like a December daily. And so I want to wait. I want to leave the label blank for now until I decide what page it's going to go on, and then I can put the date in there. And now I'm just going to put the poinsettia right on top of it. And that one is done for now. Like I said, I think when it goes into the journal, what I will probably do is make this as a tip-in. But I don't want to add the hinge to it right now because I don't know which side I will want the hinge on. So, gonna call that one done for now. Then this one, and this one is gonna be a belly band. I have to show you. When I did my stitching, I wasn't sure if I could do it because this was new for me using the zigzag stitch, but I did manage to get it lined up just so it kind of wrapped around it. I love that. I'm not very good with the sewing machine. Yeah. So I'm really pleased with that. The simple things make me happy. Okay, and here I've got Dearjuliejulie Santa, one of the little medallion things. And again, I heat embossed that. And so I think what I'm going to do is, we're already going to have the belly band. Okay. This is always difficult for me because my Christmas ball I've got angled, but I don't want my label and Santa angled. I'm going to pull this out and see if that'll help me be sure of what I'm a little more secure in my all right, so something like that. So I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to put it right about there. And then I'm going to put the Santa down. Overlapping them both. And again, I'm going to leave that label blank so that whatever page I put, use it as a belly band on, I can put the date in. Okay, so there's my little belly band. And now I'm going to make one final thing using this. And it is also going to be a journaling card. I've got this 6x6 paper, and I need to cut that top off. Got it. And I want my scoreboard. And for this one on the other side, it's just got lines. So I thought that might make a perfect gatefold journaling card. So I'm going to, my paper's 6 inches wide, so it'll be able to be 3 inches wide at most. So I'm going to score at 1.5 inches. I'm going to flip it around just so I don't mess it up. Score at 1.5 inches again. And then, if I've done it correctly, we should meet in the middle. Okay. I always hold my breath on that step. And then I'm just going to put this on as a closure. And again, I think we'll do some protecting here. I'm going to slide that piece of paper under there. But not quite yet. Okay, I want it to be about, actually, do I want to cut that down a little more? I think I actually will. How tall is this? This is about 4 1/8. So I think what I'm going to do is cut this down to about 5 1/8. Yeah, I like that a little better. That way I don't have quite so much green over the top and bottom. Okay, now, so I'm going to want it placed about right there. Again, I get myself all worked up because I don't want glue where I don't want glue. I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac since I've got that little bit of lace on the back. The art glitter glue, I am certain, because I've done it a gazillion times, would hold it just fine. But since my Fabri-Tac was sitting there, I'm going to go ahead and use it. All right, now, get that placed, and yep, I'm happy with that. Okay, now I'm going to stick the protection. Ah, it moved. It moved. I'm giving this much more attention than it needs. And of course I had no glue going over the edge. Okay. So now I'll just burnish that down again. And there I've just got a very simple Gatefold journaling card. All right, so how many did I make today? 3, not too many, but I've got 4 things made for day 1 of the 5 days of Christmas. And so far, I'm happy with my makes to get me started on this journey. And until now, oh, be sure to check out all the other makers. You can look down below in the description box where I'm going to have a list of YouTube channels of people that are participating. And you can also do a search for hashtag 5 days Xmas 2021, and that will bring up videos. And tomorrow, or I'm sorry, not tomorrow, no video tomorrow, Thursday, I will be working some more on the junk journal for my Facebook group challenge. And if you'd like to join my Facebook group, we'd love to have you. Check the description box below and you'll find the link to my Facebook group. And I think that's it for now. So until next time, I wish you all a wonderfully happy, crafty day, and I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.